Welcome to the new age of enlightenment. This is a great time in human history. We've finally broken the barriers and found what's really important in life. We've finally gotten the labels correct. We know who's what and what's where. So let's make sure everybody knows exactly what they are. If you are one of those crazy people that believes that marriage is just between a man and a woman, well then you're just a homophobe and out of touch with reality. Screw common law. Screw what's been happening over the last ever. You don't know what you're talking about. Marriage is whatever you want it to be. You should be able to marry whoever you love. And that's the truth. If you have a Confederate flag, you should probably be thrown in jail for being a racist and being hateful and not caring one bit about your fellow black man who can remember through their great grandparents how horrible racism is. Forget the fact that our president is black. This country is the most racist thing on the planet, and the Confederate flag needs to be taken from every home. It is disgraceful, distasteful, and it's just all around racist. If you're a gun owner, you're probably a redneck and a danger to everyone around you. There is no situation in which having a gun could ever make anything better, and it needs to be taken away from you and all of your redneck friends. If you're a Christian, well then you're obviously just a Bible thumper who's out of touch, has old-fashioned beliefs, and just doesn't want the world to be enlightened and evolved in such a way that would bring peace and harmony and an automatic utopia if everyone just gets what they want. If you're a Republican, well, then you're just a greedy corporate sellout who doesn't care about the little man, who doesn't care about the middle class. All you care about is yourself and getting what's yours. If you are strong in your beliefs and will not budge, and you know what you know is true, well then you're just an intolerant son of a bitch. You should not be allowed to speak. If you believe in the free market system that made this country what it is, then you're a corporate sellout who only cares about making money and making other people suffer and making kids in Taiwan work for nothing. If you were ever in the military, you are a disgrace. You're just a trigger-happy jerk who only cares about how good you look, how big you are, and how much better you are at killing than other people. If you are comfortable in your own skin and believe that you are who you were born and you're not something else that you just want to be, then you're just a pretentious snob. All you care about is yourself. There's no way you could actually like how you were made. You just haven't realized what you really are yet. If you don't believe in global warming, you're clearly uneducated and just out of touch with reality. Can't you see? There's temperatures are going up. The polar ice caps are melting. There are polar bears dying. You clearly do not care about anything but yourself if you do not believe in global warming. Because all you want to do is drive your nice car and have a lot of money and spend it however you want, but you do not care about the polar bears up there. If you believe in freedom, American freedom, all you care about is oppressing those who are not as good as you, who don't have the rhetorical skill to combat your opinions with their own. And all you want is to get ahead while everyone else struggles, trying to find their way. Now let's go on to the happiness, the good parts of this world, the good parts of this country that are coming about right here, right now. We are going to be making history with these new changes. Let's look at transgendered and transabled people who are, in my opinion, and apparently everyone else's, the biggest heroes this side of the world. They are just so in touch with their evolved higher sense of mind. I wish I could be like them because I'm stuck in my body just not knowing what to do. Totally dead inside. If you're a criminal, it's absolutely okay. It's probably our fault anyways as a society for making you that way. Or it's the Republicans' fault for not giving you enough money. You're obviously just misunderstood and held back, and we need to nurture you and just keep you in jail as long as we can until you have become enlightened like everyone else and you can be sent back into the world. If you dropped out from high school, then it's obviously the teacher's fault. And if the teachers could just have more money in order to give you the proper education, because money solves every social problem, then we wouldn't have so many dropouts. And you, as a dropout, would be able to make yourself into whatever you wanted to be. We just need more money for school. If you're homosexual, we should throw out every rule in America and make sure that you are comfortable, that you get to marry whoever you want, and that if anyone disagrees with you, screw them, they have to help you in any way they can. If you're black, then you can say whatever you want. Throw aside the racial slurs of the past, forget about the history of your ancestors, and throw around that N-word whenever you want. Looking at you, Obama. Because if we truly want to move on, and if we truly want to be an enlightened country, we need to get rid of the past, say the word as much as we want, so that we can take the meaning from this bad to no meaning, to it meaning what you want. Because that's all words are now. They mean what you want them to mean. If you are a black criminal or a gang member, it's the inner city's fault. Throw aside the notion that the individuals make up the society and concentrate on the fact that society makes the individuals, especially in the horrible inner cities, what they are. Who cares if crime is rampant? They just need more money in order to make their world a better place. Because, as we know, money fixes everything. Don't forget that global warming is the biggest threat to our national security in the history of the world. If we do not do something now, in a lot of years, nobody knows for sure, we will have a natural epidemic on our hands, and we need to combat that by going green. Forget the latest news that the sun is going to be going through an unusually cool period over the next few years, and we may even see an ice age in the next couple of years, especially in the Northeast, as we've seen over the last year or so. We have to do more to cut our emissions, to make everything cost more, and to make sure that if you do not believe in it, you are completely out of touch. If you believe that abortion is wrong, well, you clearly hate women, because women should be able to do whatever they want with their bodies. And if they accidentally get pregnant, oops, it's okay. We can just kill that fetus, which they were at one point, and say it's for the good of them. If you've had a couple of kids already, and they're not perfect, forget the notion that every child is special, and any child can make a difference in this world. And forget the fact that if you had, 5 children that were all messed up and then you aborted the 6th, you were actually killing Mozart. But who cares? Because if the parents of Mozart had had any sense, they would have killed him before he was born. And last but not least, this is the most important one. If you are a liberal, you are the champion of the people.
Everyday Americans need a champion, and I want to be that champion.
You clearly know more about how to run their lives than they do. Look at them. If you have the enlightened sense of mind of a liberal, then you know that once again, money will solve all problems. You know that freedom has no place in America any longer. You know that it made this country oppressive, racist, and just overall impossible to be in. And you're absolutely right that we need to follow the socialist path of Stalin and Hitler. You know that guns kill people. So like Hitler, we should take all the guns away from law-abiding citizens and keep them just in the hands of the military. You know that if you are homosexual, transgendered, or anything in between, that you should be allowed to do what you want with who you want. And there are no, and should be no repercussions for anything that you do, because it's not your fault. You got stuck in what you are, and if you think you're something else, then you have free reign to do whatever you want. You realize that the Confederate flag is the most racist and oppressive symbol ever to come out of America. And you also realize that only a couple of days ago. And you know that the biggest problem in the world is something that always happens right after the crisis. Whether it's guns, whether it's a freaking flag, whether it's in a normally hot summer. You know what's wrong, and you know how to fix it. Well, I hope you enjoyed going through this new era in America. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, share this video with your friends. Make sure you know what side you're on.